Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Okay, so the first video we're going to show is going to be the timeline, okay, from the time that they started sharing what's going on with P. Diddy, y'all. Here we go.
Here in New York City. The details are just coming in as we speak at 11. Good evening, I'm David Ushery. Natalie has the night off. We know tonight's arrest follows an indictment handed up by a grand jury. Our chief investigative reporter, Jonathan Deans, has been on the phone with his sources. He's in the newsroom now with what he's learning at this hour. Jonathan?
David, Sean Diddy Combs' arrest announced by his defense attorney after the hip-hop star was taken away in handcuffs in Midtown.
Hey, Eve, how are you? Thank you for coming in.
Making the arrest tonight. Combs expected to appear in federal court in Lower Manhattan tomorrow afternoon amid a sex trafficking-related federal criminal investigation. It was back in March, HSI conducted searches on Combs' homes in California and Florida. About a half dozen women have accused him of sexual abuse and physical violence, allegations he denies. Combs' lawyer issued a statement. We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. He is an imperfect person, but is not criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. We are told the 54-year-old Combs had been staying at the Park Hyatt on 57th Street, where some rooms can start close to $1,500 to $2,000 a night. We're told the arrest was supposed to happen in the early morning, but may have been moved up to tonight over concerns about news leaking. The charges against him are not yet public and are expected to be announced tomorrow by the U.S. Attorney and Homeland Security investigations officials. Combs is then expected to be arraigned in the afternoon. The U.S. Attorney just about 20 minutes ago released a statement. Earlier this evening, federal agents arrested Sean Combs based on a sealed indictment filed by the SDNY. We expect to move to unseal the indictment in the morning, and we'll have more to say at that time. Again, hip-hop mogul Sean Combs arrested amid a sex trafficking investigation here in Midtown Manhattan. In the past, he accused some of his accusers of seeking money, but now what started as civil lawsuits has morphed into a major federal criminal investigation. Details of the federal criminal charges expected to be announced tomorrow morning, with Combs expected to plead not guilty when he's arraigned later in federal court in Lower Manhattan.
There you go. On that information. All right. So let me go to the next.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged,
this is the conference.
To carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performance.
So I don't know if you guys seen my shorts. I literally showed you guys some things that I seen. I slowed it down, and then people made comments like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about kind of comments, right? Yeah, I kind of did know what I was talking about because I looked at the videos and I put them together. I slowed it down so you could see the attitude of him holding Cassie's hand, or should I say snatching Cassie's hand on a video that I did. Okay. And I'm going to say allegedly just to keep myself safe from it, but it is what it is. And this is what I seen. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, this is what I seen, my thoughts, my opinion on this. All right. So let me go ahead and go on with the video.
This is with male commercial sex workers. some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient.
Those are the Uggs he was using on women.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when
they talking about Cassie.
To flee.
Cassie.
As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal.
Okay, and I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to share my videos, my shorts in here, so y'all could see. I knew what I was talking about when I said these things. I knew exactly what I was talking about. Give me a second. Let me pull up my videos. It's just shorts. It's not really long videos or anything. Shorts. I'm pulling it up as we speak. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Y'all ready for this? Don't tell me I didn't know. People just act like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. That's not what's going on. Yes, it is. That is what's going on. Are you kidding me? Of course that's what's going on. Look at the video when I show it to you guys. Hold on. I'm looking for this video. Coming up, y'all. It's coming up. I got too many shorts. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is my short that I'm going to share. Hey, Cash, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. Did anybody else come in here? Because I was looking through these videos. I'm looking up, making sure that I share. I'm going to show you guys my video. They can't say you got a copyright because that's something that's my video. Okay, let me see if I can make it bigger. I cannot make it bigger, so hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can make it bigger this way, though. Because I want you guys to see it clearly. Face. Like, walk close to me. Get closer. Or All right, let me show you the other one. I don't know why it made me go all the way back down and grab them again. Hold on. I hope they get everybody that's involved in this crap. Everything that he's being charged with. Oh, and here, this is another video, y'all. Look at this video. Tell me that this girl, hold on, where's it at? This video right here. Tell me that she wasn't looking up, highly upset with him. Hold on. That's Keisha Cole, y'all. The other one was Cassie. This is Keisha Cole. Does she look like she want to be bothered with this man? No. Hold on. I should have muted it. That's all right.
I told you twice.
Yeah, let me let you look at it without the audio so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at her face. Look at, she's like, I don't want to be bothered by you. But look, she even drops her arm like, leave me the heck alone. Get out of my face. All right. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly, but hey, it is, you see it for yourself. What do you think? What do y'all think of that? Do you think that I'm correct about that? Hey, God bless. How are you? Hey, Together. How are you? Thank you for coming in. You want the link? I can send you the link. You could come in here with me. Come on up. This is about P. Diddy, though. About nothing else but P. Diddy. If we do another one, it's going to be, I have to do a different video on it. Come on up. This is about P. Diddy. All right, so let's go back to that video and finish that video out. Not finish the whole video, but, you know, go back into the video. All right, here we go.
To the violence. The indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings of the freak-offs as collateral.
Is it me you're looking for?
And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities,
that's some
by
mess,
monitoring their
right?
whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse.
Wow.
The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others.
So to me, it sounds like what they're trying to say is that he was keeping people from being themselves, you know, like not being able to speak because he's got his money. And look, y'all not going to get no money. You're not going to get your hair done. You're not going to get your nails done. You're not getting anything done if you sit here and talk. So what you're going to do is you're going to do what I'm telling you to do. And no, that's not how it works. P. Diddy, if this is what's going on, allegedly, then it is, oh my God, this is ridiculous. God bless. How are you? What do you think about this crazy mess here? And I'm glad he's getting arrested.
Do you know what I mean? The thing is, yeah, they're getting arrested. I don't always look, well, you got better chances in the UK, USA. Over here, you post something on Facebook, you go 2-3 years in prison. But if you do something nasty to little kids. You walk. All this sexual stuff and that. It seems to be that in the UK we get, if there's something to do heinous crimes, you know, touching someone or doing something nasty, you walk.
Yeah.
It's the most heinous crime out there.
I mean, they have videos of him doing these type of these things. I'm not saying to kids because that's alleged right there, but all this other stuff that he's doing to these grown women, he's putting them in situations that they would normally not put themselves in. He's ugging them so they could do what he wants them to do. He's coercing them to do what he wants them to do. He's not he's keeping them from getting things if they don't do what he tells them to do. That's another thing.
He must have been one of those test tube babies then, because, you know, he has no respect for his mother or his sisters or his aunties or, do you know what I mean, for the women in life.
Right.
That's the first thing you learn, woman or man. As a baby, you learn respect for your mother that brought you into the world, fed you, washed you, clothed you, changed your diapers. I've got no time for people like that.
Me neither. All right, let's go ahead and go with this video.
Including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own.
No, he didn't.
As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way.
Yep.
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting.
Jesus.
When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as
See what I'm saying?
alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs's crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced.
Exactly.
And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee.
Yes.
As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI.
They also have a video of him, which is his girlfriend at the time. And he literally, like, she was leaving. She was going to the elevators, and he snatches her up, drops her down, kicks her, and throws a vase at her. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, I've seen that. And it's the same kind of similar thing with Hunter Biden. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
He did it as well. So is it some kind of power trip thing? Because we get the same kind of thing over in the UK, but mainly
Hey, Outlaw.
with footballers. Now, everyone's going to flame me for saying this, but it seems to be of a certain ethnicity that these guys seem to go on a power trip. You know, these footballers in England get paid the most stupid money.
Well, it's not really the ethnicity, it's the celebrity status.
That gets reported. You know, we see a lot in the news. You know, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to be tactful in saying what
like
I'm saying.
Like rappers, people who are their mind ain't right. That's what I feel like. That's my opinion, my thoughts on that.
like Mike Tyson. People go, "Oh yeah, greatest boxer and that," but look what he did. Look what he done.
Yeah.
Look, in
Right.
and everything. And then people, I don't forget these things. And anybody does
Right.
anything like that to a female or even a child, male or female, whatever,
Right.
I don't forget that, and I would.
I'm against all that as well.
Unforgivable. What gives
Yes.
a right for one human being to put somebody through that pain? It's not just that incident, that SA, that person,
Right.
like women and children, have to live with that for the rest of their lives, and they will turn to drugs or suicide and things like that.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
It just makes me so
It's
angry.
okay. I know, it's okay. I get it.
Executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine.
What is it with these
They also seized
AR-15s?
evidence
Everybody
of
has to
freak-offs,
have them?
electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs.
Jesus
More than
Christ.
1,000 bottles altogether.
Wow.
Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches.
1,000 bottles of what?
Lubricants.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
maybe. Hold on a second. We're not looking.
That's
at
probably just the ones that he has not used up. You know what I mean?
You knew. We're not looking at it logically. It sounds bad, does it? But maybe there was 999 different flavors.
Oh my God, I'm done. I can't with you sometimes.
As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity.
Wow, why would you want
And it
that?
contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced.
Why?
Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be.
Amen.
No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP.
Who can
I
remember
want to
that?
express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleeper and Jacqueline Kelly. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
All right, you're listening to U.S. Attorney Damian Williams here laying out the salacious details of an unsealed indictment after Sean Diddy Combs, the music icon, hip-hop producer, has been hit with federal charges that include sex trafficking and racketeering. Diddy was arrested last night at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown, taken into custody. His attorney said this morning to our reporters that they were here in New York expecting this to happen. They were prepared for it. They also said his client, Sean Diddy Combs, is not a criminal, and they expect.
I hope you feel better, Riaz.
For the New York native, Sean
I
Diddy
pray
Combs.
for you.
We'll bring you much more information as this develops here. The breaking details about Sean Diddy Combs. We'll bring it to you here on News.
He has a cold.
All right.
He has a strain of flu. Riaz, you got a strain of flu, mate. That's what it is. You'll be okay. Just take some Lemsips, and I'll tell you what. In England, Asda do the best cold and flu tablets. When I had this strain, it helped a lot, mate. And what was it? I did put something in the chat, right, and it blocked me. So, and I'm a moderator. So, what's his name? Sorry. Let me scroll up a minute. Oh God, what's the matter with me tonight? He said something about the AR being a fully it's not a fully automatic. It's illegal to have a fully automatic rifle, isn't it? In USA, but they're semi-automatics, but you can adapt them. Correct? You knew?
Say it again. I'm sorry. It is. I think it is illegal because it's an automatic. Like if it's a semi-automatic, it's easy to.
Outlaw. Yeah, you can't have a fully automatics only for the police, you know, and things like the army. The ARs are all everything for public use in the USA on the Second Amendment is semi, but it can be adapted quite easily. But I like that guy. Was that a prosecutor? That black guy with a bald head talking just now.
No, that's the one that's giving all the.
What's his role?
It's a conference. He is. Hold on, let me see. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
All right, I liked him. I liked the way.
Yeah, he's got more. He's got more.
Get some chicken soup, Riaz. Chicken soup and some cold and flu remedy.
Yeah, feel better. Feel better, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so this is. He's the one who's announcing his indictments.
Yeah, so that should be a prosecutor, shouldn't it?
2024. Does anybody need me to keep going? Is everybody set in the back? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Why would you have a magazine like that?
Weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs.
Hold on, because we already did that part. So this is them waiting. This is outside the courthouse.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna leave that running while we talk, but I'm gonna mute it so we could talk in peace until we see something else happening out there.
Outlaw. A semi-automatic doesn't mean it shoots less bullets. It means it doesn't repeatedly fire automatically. Sorry, I just saw something in the comments. Anyway, you knew. How are you going, girl? I did try to jump up last night.
I'm doing okay.
Were you on your mobile phone last night or something?
Huh?
Were you on your mobile phone when you did a stream last night?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
I went straight from YouTube. I didn't use the StreamYard. It says, yes, assault rifles are legal to own in the United States.
Yes, but not fully automatic.
It says, while many states allow to buy and build AR-15 rifles at home, it's legal.
Yeah, but you can't have a one that goes like that. It's bang, 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 bang,
Let
bang.
me see if it's automatic.
You
All I
can't-
put was AR-15 rifle. That's it. Let me see
Yeah,
if it's automatic.
I typed that, and it blocked me. It must be in your Nightbot.
Yeah, I didn't put that in there. I did not put that.
Outlaw, you
All right, I
coming up?
put automatic is legal. Let's see. Fully automatic is the word for it. Okay, fully automatic. Fully automatic. Okay, so fully automatic. It says, yes, a law-abiding citizen can legally own a fully automatic AR-15 in the United States. If it was made before May 19, 1996, however, there are strict requirements to meet, and the process is expensive and time-consuming. These requirements include being at least 21 years of age, being a legal resident of the United States, being legally eligible to purchase a firearm, passing a BATFE background check. They have to check your background. Paying a one-time $200 one-time transfer tax, and not being a prohibited person. That means if you have anything going on, you have any cases on you, if you're on parole, I'm pretty sure that that's what that means. So this is some of the restrictions on who can legally own a machine gun, including people convicted. They're not able to now. This is people that are not able to. People convicted of a crime that is punishable by more than 1 year prison, felons, fugitives, unlawful users of controlled substances, people with a confirmed mental disorder, they can't. Former military personnel who were dishonorably discharged, and illegal aliens. Those who are renounced U.S. citizenship. That's the only ones. There are over 650,000 automatic weapons owned by private citizens in the U.S. It is legal and expensive. An AR-15 will cost you $800 to $2,000, depending on the brand of option. And full automatic M4 will cost you $10,000 to $25,000, and you have to fill out more paperwork and pay for a tax stamp. That's what that is. Yeah. So they're saying
you're correct.
They have restrictions, but to me, it's not enough. Because think of it this way. Somebody who has an AR-15 automatic, fully loaded, somebody goes and steals that, that pow-pow, and goes out and pow-pows people. Come on now. You know what I mean? So how is that? It's not 100% that it's not going to happen. People will get their pow-pows stolen at any time. Somebody could go in your house and rob your house and take your AR and whatever automatic pistols you have, or guns. I'm just saying.
See, in UK, we're not allowed that, but the ones that are allowed rifles and shotguns and firearms, they very stringent. Alarm systems in the house have to be real good quality alarm systems. The police will come round. They do a psychology test on you as well, and also they have to be locked in a very secure gun, like a safe, like a gun cabinet.
Right.
Very, very strict laws over here. Very.
Yes.
But I could probably get a gun illegally quicker than a pizza delivered.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. It is easier to get something than it is to get some food delivered to your house. AR-15 isn't used mainly for hunting. I don't know. They use it as yeah, it's supposed to be. I'm sure it's supposed to be hunting, but it looks like people are using it just in general. Please do not. GB.
Yeah. No, so I catch you saying, please.
Yeah, God bless, God jokes.
And they're right, they're in a cabinet and everything. But yeah, you can. I mean, drugs and guns illegal. You can get them so quickly. Back in 3 seconds. Well, back in 3. You know what? One.
Okay. Okay. He said he'll be back in 3 seconds. Keep counting, y'all. Count down. I hope you feel better, Riaz. Oh, man. When did you get your positive test? Because doesn't it, like, I don't know how long that one's going to last. Need a license. Yes, you do need to get background check. Yes. If you have any mental issues, you cannot have one. Yesterday? Okay, so how long did they say is the new strain gonna last? I'm so sorry. My son's friend just got over his, so not that long ago. For a week, okay. Just don't go getting any worse. Like, don't let it, make sure you get, like, once you start feeling like your breathing is shallow or anything like that, make sure you go and tell them you need that 5-day medication. Okay, tell them about that 5-day medication. It will knock it right out of you, because I have to have that one the first time and the second time that I got it in 2020. I haven't gotten one since. Thank you, Jesus. But I'm just saying.
I'm back.
He's back, y'all. See, that 3 seconds was not 3 seconds.
No, I meant to say back in 3. Hang on, I've got to put some shorts on. I'm going to drop this.
I love this. I like messing with God bless. He always explains himself. My parents checked on me to see if I'm okay or not. Make sure you wear a mask around your parents. You don't want them to get sick.
Well, I'll have to mute for a little while. Somebody turning up to give me some spondula. All right, once I'll still be here though. All right. Okay. Bye.
Got you.
I'll still here. Come on in. Let me just mute myself.
Hello. Did I say, I thought I heard him say meet my son, but he said mute myself. I'm hearing things now. I thought he actually said meet his son, but he said mute himself. You wear a mask? Okay, good. I'm glad you're wearing a mask. Let's see if we can put another video. For you guys. Let me see. Is that the same one? That's the same one. Yeah, that one is done. So let me go ahead and delete that one just so I don't go back over it. Let's see what they say in here. I don't know if they're showing anything on here. Oh, that's a whole nother something right there. Is this it right here, maybe? Hold on, I think this might be it, but I gotta make sure that it's not any ads playing. Wow. Okay, so this doesn't have anything to do with P. Diddy, but I would like to share it with you guys. Give me a second.
Can you tell me a little bit about the area where all of this?
Hold on. Of course, there's an ad. Hold on, you guys. Is this it? Yeah, this is the one that's showing on here. Hold on a second. This has nothing to do with P. Diddy, y'all. Nothing at all.
Interrupting programming for break this Tuesday morning. I'm Rekha Mutaraj, and we are interrupting programming for
That's
breaking
this morning,
news.
y'all.
An HPD officer has been shot while responding to a call in Spring Branch. He is now in the hospital. All of this unfolding in just the last hour. We want to get straight to our reporter, Stephen Goen, who just got to the scene minutes ago. Stephen, what can you tell us?
Rekha, right now on the scene, we are seeing Houston police and Texas DPS officers who are here. They are searching this area for a third suspect who we are told was involved in this home invasion where a Houston police officer was shot. If you want to take just a look right here behind me, you can see some of the crews
Houston,
that are here
Texas.
on scene looking for this suspect. We're told that this officer was shot and transported to the hospital, and they are in stable condition. That is according to the Houston mayor on social media. Rekha.
Great, Stephen, thank you. We're also learning that this call came in around 9:45 this afternoon. The mayor's office saying that the officer was responding to a home invasion. Can you tell me a little bit about the area where all of this is happening? We know that this is in the Spring Branch area, very close to that IKEA store that many people know about.
Exactly. There's an IKEA store and some more shopping.
Okay, well, that's it on that one. Lord have mercy. I cannot with these cases. Hey, Renrock, how are you? Thank you for coming through. I was just sharing a video that was just a news. One of these cops in Houston, Texas have been shot. So he's being treated. I pray that he's going to be okay. And this is the outside the courthouse. Yep, outside the courthouse. We're waiting for something to be popping off sooner or later. I'm not playing the audio because it don't make sense to play the audio because there's nothing going on yet. So this is recent This is the live view of it. Ain't nothing happening. People just walking in and out of court. That's all that is. So yeah. Let me see if there's another video I could share with you guys while we're waiting for that one. This is, let me see this one. Hold on. Nope, this is the one I just shared with y'all. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to, I want to let you guys listen to the one where, oh, this is the one that I just showed you guys. This is the one I just showed you. With the cop that's been pow-powed. Hold on, let me see. For some odd reason, this thing's slowing up on me. I don't know why. It could be the site. The site might be slowed up. Hold on, let me see. Here we go. I think it's site. Oh, this is, okay, this is what they're talking about. Hold on, let me get this mess off of here first. Okay, so this is the one I just shared with you guys. The first video that it started with, and then I'll go back to the P. Diddy situation, but I definitely want to make sure that I share this with you guys because I did just show the second part of it. I'm going to share the first part. Make it bigger.
We begin with breaking news right now. An HPD officer seriously hurt after being shot in the leg while responding to a home invasion in Spring Branch. This happened just over 2 hours ago on Alderney Drive near Antoine, north of the Katy Freeway. That's just behind that IKEA store. We have live team coverage this afternoon. We'll go to Iloka at the hospital, learning more about that officer's condition. But first, let's send it over to Stephen Goen, who was the first reporter at the scene. Stephen, what can you tell us?
We are seeing a lot of officers still here on the scene. Presumably, they are looking for a third suspect that might have been involved in this home invasion that turned into what we know is a situation where a police officer was.
This is horrible. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
Shot, and as you mentioned, ended up in very serious condition. Take a
look.
The
website's tripping.
Right here on the ground right now. We are still counting multiple police units on scene, as well as officers and crime scene teams here looking at the situation. We also have some video from earlier in the day when we were the first reporting team to get here on the scene. Police say this is what happened. 2 young men knocked at a home here on Alderney Drive. When the homeowner opened the door, these 2 men barged in. We're told a neighbor saw all of this and called 911. After that, 2 officers responded within 4 minutes. They entered the home, found the homeowner and a child in the living room, but police say officers came in contact with the suspects immediately after that. Take a listen.
The suspect came out of what we think is a bedroom and shot immediately at the officer. The officer returned fire, did not strike the suspect, but that was the suspect that ran out the back. The second officer proceeded to clear the home, and he caught the other suspect, secured him, and then came back and administered life-saving first aid to our police officer.
Wow.
Now back out here live,
why some cops
officers
quit.
have said that witnesses and neighbors are reporting they saw a white vehicle driving back and forth, driving around on this street when this home invasion was taking place. That is why police believe there could be another victim who is in presumably a getaway car who did leave the scene. We have been asking repeatedly if officers have found this person and detained them. We know that there were a couple of people in handcuffs back here. We don't know if those were just the two suspects that are already detained or if someone else has.
Hold on. I don't think he meant victim. I think he's saying, subject. I don't know, allegedly.
Taken into custody. So that is the latest here on the.
If they're a victim, why would they be taken into custody? That makes no sense. So allegedly, I think he meant to say the suspect, not subject, but the suspect.
Brown, we know 2 people are detained. Presumably that third suspect could still be on the run. That's all we know now here, Sherman.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen.
See what I'm saying? He made a mistake.
Scene there. Let's send it over now to Ogochi Iloka in the Texas Medical Center. Ogochi, have you gotten any updates on the officer's condition?
Hey, Sherman, within the last 15 minutes, Houston Police Chief Diaz, he mentioned that his officer that was shot during that home invasion is in good spirits. So he is coherent. He was speaking to the other officers.
Great.
So that is the good news. He is in stable condition. If you
so
take
this
a
is
look,
an update.
this is video of when other Houston police officers really came here to Memorial Hermann, the ER, when they got word that one of their own was shot during that home invasion. As you mentioned, Stephen Goen gave you a breakdown of what happened. We know 2 men basically broke inside that house in Spring Branch. We know that a homeowner, a woman, a mother, opened the door for these 2 men. When they knocked on the door, then they came in, and a neighbor reported exactly seeing that those 2 suspects go ahead and go in that house. He also reported.
Wait a minute. Did she open the door for people? She doesn't even know who's at the door. I don't even open my door unless I know who's at my door. I'm not opening the door for no doggone body.
Seeing a white car kind of roaming the area where a possible third suspect is. Here is another amazing thing about all of this. We understand his partner, the officer that was shot, was able to administer first aid there, which saved his life. Now,
that's amazing.
Police Chief Diaz said that he had a matter of seconds to really get it done, but he really thanked the neighbor for stepping up and calling 911 so they were able to respond quickly.
Oh my God.
My hat's off to the neighbor for being vigilant and taking care of their neighbor, caring about their community and getting involved and helping us help them.
Yeah, so you heard it there. He was thanking that neighbor for really stepping up. And we know, according to Police Chief Diaz there, that the officer that was shot is recovering here at the hospital. He was shot in the leg. And again, they are expected to he's expected to have a full recovery. So our thoughts and prayers with that officer. He said this could have been a lot worse if everyone didn't work together, but they did. So we're hoping that there is good news further on with this investigation. Reporting live outside Memorial Hermann, Ugochi Iloka, KHOU.
Because all he was doing was answering a call that the dispatcher told him, hey, there's something going on at this house and we need you over there. And he goes over there and then he gets pow-powed. Like, what the heck?
11 News.
All right. Thank you, Ugochi.
Wow. Well, that's that information. Let's see. Anything new at the courthouse? No, people are just taking pictures out there, hanging out. I wonder how many of these people know that P. Diddy there. All right, let me see. Let me go back to finding. Let me see. Is this the one? Because I'm looking for his attorney. He ends up speaking on it. So let's see if this is it. Oh, okay. So this is of the. Hold on one second. Let me share this one. Hold on. Let me see if this is the same one. All right, so this is something, I think it's like 2 minutes long. Give me 1 second. Let me share that one. I think I shared this already, but let's see.
For Sean Diddy Combs, the embattled media mogul, just arrested here in New York City. The details are just coming in as we speak at 11. Good evening. I'm David Ushery. Natalie has the night off. We know tonight's arrest.
Hold on. What's really going on here? This site has been tripping.
Handed up by a grand jury. Our chief investigative reporter, Jonathan Deans, has been on the phone with his sources. He's in the newsroom now with what he's learning at this hour. Jonathan?
David, Sean Diddy Combs' arrest announced by his defense attorney after the hip-hop star was taken away in handcuffs in Midtown. Homeland Security investigations agents making the arrest tonight. Combs expected to appear in federal court in Lower Manhattan tomorrow afternoon amid a sex trafficking-related federal criminal investigation. It was back in March, HSI conducted searches on Combs' homes in California and Florida. About a half dozen women have accused him of sexual abuse and physical violence, allegations he denies. Combs.
All right, so this one is not the video. So we'll be able to go back, delete this one because I already showed that video earlier. I don't want to show the same thing over and over, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let me see if this is the one. I did a bunch of them, so excuse me. And I don't know what's going on, but I think they're not trying to let us be great. Yeah, they're not letting us be great, y'all. Nope, they're not letting us be great. It's all right, whatever. It's not letting me show, like, do the videos. Hello, Tank, how are you? Free Diddy, nothing. Whatever. Free him for what? Free him for what? Hey, Kane, how are you? There's too much information that makes him, definitely shows that he's got guilt going on. Free him for what? Give me a second. Hold on. You funty. I see why you only got 177 subscribers, Tank. Oh, I hope you're just playing. Stop playing with me. And you know what? How am I subscribed to you and you up in here playing around, Tank? Wow. Okay, Tank. Wow. Tank, are you seriously down for him to get freed, or are you playing around with that too? Too nice to be a pimp. Whatever. All right, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. Oh. Where did I meet you, Tank? Because how am I subscribed to you and you come in here with that mess? Where did I see you at, Tank? Because I'm trying to figure out how I'm subscribed to you. All right. I guess you're not in here to answer that question. I think Southport. Oh, okay. You almost got blocked. You really almost got blocked, Tank. You did. You almost got blocked. I kind of recognized your name, but I was like, wait a minute, he's never come in here like that. I thought it was somebody pretending to be you. Okay, Tank, you got jokes. You almost got blocked. You were that close to getting blocked. I mean, just a tiny bit. You almost got blocked. How are you today, Tank? With your jokes, coming in here joking around. But seriously, my question to you is, are you, do you think that he needs to be released? You think he needs to be freed? I really don't think he should be freed. I think I'm going to have to just let you guys listen to the audio because the videos on the site is not working on the computer. I don't know if it's doing the same thing on the phone. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's the site, y'all. Oh, wow. They're keeping us from watching stuff. No way. Okay, good. I'm glad you said that. Because I thought we were just going to have to be parting our way. But money is money. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Okay, so let's see if she says anything different. But I'm going to have to just let y'all hear it off of my phone because for some reason, they're not letting us listen to this. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring it back. Can you hear this? Hold on. I don't think y'all can hear it. I think it's going through my headset. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, it was on. Okay, I just connected it off of there. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. There we go. Yeah, it knocked me off of the computer. That's crazy. All right, so let me let y'all listen to it this time without my headset. That's crazy. It attached to the headset. Okay, here we go.
New York Times is reporting that Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested. Let me repeat. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs has been arrested. Let me tell you what I do know, and it ain't much at this point. Arrested in Manhattan this evening. Grand jury indicted him according to a person familiar with the indictment, not authorized to speak publicly. The charges in the indictment not immediately clear, but you know that there's been this massive federal investigation, right? They raided his home in Los Angeles. They raided his home in Miami, much of it after a civil suit from his former girlfriend, Kathy, who, by the way, he settled within a day. And then after that, video came out showing him beating her to a living pulp in a hotel. But a lot of the allegations in the lawsuit that, you know, Cassie had actually filed against him provided, I think, some meat on the bones for the feds. But the New York Times saying that this happened, they don't have a lot more information than this. We are also trying to confirm this, but I can tell you that his attorney has made a statement, and let me read it to you because I think it confirms the New York Times is reporting, and it's this. And it's Mark Agnifilo, his attorney. Quote, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide. And he looks forward to clearing his name in court." So again, that is Mark Agnifilo. That's the attorney for Sean Diddy Combs. But that's pretty massive news that maybe is news that we've just been waiting every moment to drop. Because not only do we know that the feds did these two massive raids on his Miami and his Los Angeles mansions, we also know that multiple lawsuits have dropped since. So the lawsuit that obviously Cassie launched with so many details,
more like several,
that had just remarkable details in it. Just and what's really incredible about all of the different lawsuits against Sean Combs is how similar everyone's story is. Now, is that because he did the same things to all of these alleged victims? Or is it because all of these people filing suit see the story before them and think it makes a good narrative? So why not just, follow with those same details? But I will tell you some of the details, and I'm going to paraphrase, so you'll have to just, forgive me for the colloquial, but many of the allegations say that there was sexual assault through drugging, and many of those alleged druggings and sexual assaults happened at large parties where the allegations were that he brought in a number of women, and sometimes young women / girls.
Right.
Allegations that many of those at the party, many of the female party attendees looked as though they were underage, may very well have been underage, but that multiple women said that they were drugged or saw other women being drugged. In fact, we just reported on a lawsuit last week of yet another accuser saying that she saw this happen.
Wow.
At multiple parties. She was a member of the Making the Band. She's suing Diddy for years and years of verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, and sexual abuse.
Yep, that was not supposed to pop up. Hold on. I'm trying to find that attorney.
Tonight, lying in wait for nearly 12 hours.
The agent, who was visually sweeping the area of the sixth screen, saw the subject armed with what he perceived to be a rifle and immediately discharged his firearm.
Breaking news as we come on the air as officials release new information on the apparent assassination attempt of Donald Trump at his own golf course.
Oh, no, we're not talking about
Indonesia,
that.
where a series of
Here we go.
communities responding tonight. Trump's unsubstantiated claim Unsubstantiated.
The mission out here is just to try to save this area. This is really untouched.
Indonesia, where a series of... Good evening, everyone. This is ABC News Live Prime. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thank you so much for streaming with us. We have a lot of news to get to tonight, but we begin with new details emerging about what federal authorities are calling an apparent assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. This time, it Sunday's incident by searching homes in North Carolina and Hawaii, eager to fight for Ukraine, but was...
Boy, this is not even about P. Diddy. That's just crazy how they're talking about everything but P. Diddy.
New York Times is reporting that.
Hold on, there got some more. Let's see if this is the one, because it's his attorney talking, y'all. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. It's cool. It's coming. It's coming. Is this it? I think this is it.
The vision to see what's possible.
Of course, there's an ad. Give me a second, y'all.
Recount indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs. And he often electronically recorded them.
Wow.
The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media.
Yep.
Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee.
He's talking about Cassie.
As alleged, these assaults often resulted
His
in
ex.
injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as...
Another thing is, it says Don Richard has accused Combs of sexual battery, sexual harassment, and false imprisonment other allegations in civil lawsuit filed in New York federal court last week. Her attorney, Ardrick Fudali, I hope that's how you say it, said that more than anything, his client wants the truth to come out. Okay? It has been stressful and it's been rough. Her attorney said she subjected herself to a lot of ridicule. But seeing a DOJ come forward with an indictment has been really encouraging. She's happy to see, this is her attorney saying this, she's happy to see that there's been a striking similarity between the indictment and the allegations that we made in our civil lawsuit. Let me see, what was his name? Eric. Anyway, said the lawyer would not be, hold on. No. She's happy to see that it's been a striking similarity between the indictment and the allegations that we made in our civil lawsuit, Adrick added, saying that this client is very encouraged at learning about similarities between the allegations, and a lot of allegations are substantially similar, such as trafficking and forced labor, constricting their movement and such, is what her attorney said, y'all. This is her attorney talking. Combs is still a flight risk, prosecutors argue, even though he's trying to sell a house and a plane. Sean Diddy Combs is trying to sell his house in Los Angeles and his plane, but federal prosecutors argue he should still be kept in custody while the racketeering and trafficking case against him proceeds. They're like, nah, he's not getting bond. That's what they're trying to get. No bond for him. The prosecutors filed a letter outlining that Combs has access to dozens of bank accounts. Wow. Some personal and many under corporate entities. Goodness. Which contains millions of dollars. The letter also said Combs has owned a personal plane since about 2019, as well as multiple vehicles in various locations. As explained above, however, the defendant's vast resources make him a flight risk even without a passport, private plane, or multiple residences. Prosecutors argue. Combs' defense attorney proposed to put him on home detention within a $50 million bond secured by his Miami residence. Prosecutors argued in the detention letter that was plainly insufficient. When Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, U.S. attorney alleges. U.S. District Attorney for New York Southern District Damian Williams alleged that Sean P. Diddy Combs could become violent when he didn't get his way. When Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected his victims of physical, emotional, and verbal abuse. So they would participate in freak-offs, he said in Tuesday news conference. They were forced to do this type of stuff, y'all. That's sad. And he was ugging them, allegedly. He also outlined that Combs hit, kicked, and threw objects at and dragged victims, at times their hair, Williams said. As a reminder, freak-off was a performance, starts with an X performance, that was allegedly planned and controlled by Combs, in which he electronically recorded victims and supplied them with narcotics. Here's what we know about charges against Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy Combs was arrested Monday night at Park Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan and taken into custody by Homeland Security investigations. Almost months of controversy, according to the source, familiar, with negotiations. I have to read this because this is not even a video on this one. Federal indictment unsealed on Tuesday revealed that Combs faces number of charges. During the news conference, U.S. Attorney for Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, said that the investigation is ongoing and he's not taking anything off the table. Period. Regarding the possibility of additional charges in the future. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wow, 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 wow. I don't know how my, oh, there we go. It got bigger. Okay, the charges, U.S. Attorney, Southern District of New York outlined the charges against Combs for racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and interstate transportation for prosecution. I'm not going to say the word institution. At the news conference on Tuesday, Williams said between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. What
Someone say desire.
Hello, DJ Check. How are you? I'm over here reading this, and a lot of the stuff I can't say, so I have to kind of put words there. Combs alleged abuse. Combs allegedly gave victims a series of party ugs during extended stay. Ooh, can't say that word. X performances. He called freak-offs. Williams said Combs allegedly planned and controlled the X performances and often electronically recorded them. The F-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial ex-workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to victims to keep them obedient and compliant, he said. Hey, this is what's being said. What is the discussion? He did.
Do you know what GBH is?
Yeah, that's a
Mickey Finn. It's like a Mickey Finn. It makes somebody.
Yeah. It's a date. It's a date UG. Right. It's a date UG.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. That's what it is. Physical injuries reported. Williams detailed Combs allegedly physically abused to victims, saying sometimes resulted in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. Especially Combs kicked. Specifically Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at victims in the Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee, he said. We all know who they're talking about. They're talking about Cassie, y'all.
So DJ touched on what the discussion is. The discussion is Satan's spawn.
All right. You know who I'm talking about? P. Diddy. Diddy did it, allegedly. Prosecutors seek to detain Combs. Prosecutors are seeking to detain Combs ahead of trial, Williams said Tuesday. Federal prosecutors filed a letter with the court explaining their reasoning, but Williams did not elaborate on the details it contained. Combs will appear in court at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time today. That's today, y'all, Tuesday, per law enforcement source. March raid on Tuesday, Williams outlined some of the items seized from the raids on Combs' properties in Miami and Los Angeles in March this year. Among the items seized, law enforcement were AR-15 rifles, ammunition, and large capacity drone magazine. They also seized electronic evidence of the F-offs held by Combs.
DJ Chuck, P. Diddy, get with it. Who are we talking about? I mean, do you remember as well? There's quite a lot of these people like this. Remember R. Kelly? Him as well. I think he's in prison now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hal Edwards, I guess not biggest news in the UK at the minute. Wait, what's going on with Hal Edwards? Who is that? Y'all think you know emails? How am I supposed to know?
Go. Right, so Hugh Edwards, if you type it up and you'll see a picture.
Oh, Hugh Edwards. He put Hal Edwards, not Hugh. He put Hal. I don't know who Hal is.
He means Hugh. He means Hugh.
Hugh. I know
How
who that
about
is.
Edwards? Right, so Hugh Edwards was a very big, respected. It's like I don't know who else. Who can I compare it to America? Of a person on the BBC, an English channel, and he is a Welsh guy, and he presented the news at night. He told us when the Queen had died. He's been involved with the royal family quite a lot. So was Jimmy Savile, another pedophile, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so this guy he's one of the highest paid TV personalities in England, very well respected at the time. He had been first found out that he'd been paying some boy, I don't know, I think he was 17. I know in USA it's over 21, isn't it? But in England it's over 16 for homosexual images of himself. Anyway, then it transpires that this Hugh Edwards, this highly respected BBC. Now, bearing in mind, the BBC, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. The BBC have been involved. Now, we have to pay a license in England. If you want to watch live TV, it's like a tax. You have to pay money. And if you don't pay it, you go to jail for watching TV. Go to jail for watching TV.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
yeah, that's crazy.
This company, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, have been heavily involved in lots of sexual crimes.
Wait a minute. So they're saying no prison for him? Why they're not imprisoning him then?
Listen, hang on. Right, the BBC knew about it for years, but didn't do nothing. Same thing with this guy called Jimmy Savile. And what's the other one? Can you see what it is yet? What's his name? Time I did. An Australian guy. Oh God, help me out, chat, will you? Goodness me, I can't remember his name. So he has been recently found guilty of having images of 6-year-old boys.
Disgusting.
Class A. Category A, which is the worst of the worst you can ever imagine. I don't want you to imagine. Okay, but just trust me on this.
Right.
And he pleaded guilty, blamed it on mental health. And the guy is presenting the news every night on national television. So don't give me that mental health bollocks. There's no way.
Right. It says former BBC presenter Hugh. Hugh Edwards given 6 months. He's getting 6 months.
Yes, suspended. Suspended. He's been on bail. He's not in prison. It's suspended.
No, it says that. It says that he's getting 6 months, but he's not. He's not going to be imprisoned.
It's suspended. So what it basically means is, if he gets into trouble doing it again, then he'll have to go to court, and he'll probably have that 6 months suspended sentence debated. But in the meantime, now the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, have sacked him. He is still getting his taxpayer-funded $300,000, about $450,000 a year pension from them. This is what I mean. Yesterday I was.
Some people are so disgusting.
And the person that sent it, so what happened was he got into one of these pedophile rings where they share these images. He paid some guy in England that would be about $2,200, saying, "Yeah, I'll buy them off you." Now the thing is, the other person that sold them, he got a suspended sentence as well. So the message is, is that you put a main or like a Facebook post, for things like no immigration is or.
Well, I want to put a face to it. So look, this is who they're talking about, y'all.
Yeah, there he is.
Hold on, let me put this little bit. All right, and then we're gonna play a little bit on this one.
The showbiz suit and sunglasses were gone. Today, Hugh Edwards was prepared for the possibility of going to prison, bringing a suitcase with him. This was Edwards after he'd been caught for receiving more than 40 photos and videos of children being abused, sent to him by student Alex Williams. He first contacted Hugh Edwards on Instagram. He started sharing explicit adult content, then images of children. Asked if he wanted to see someone young, Edwards replied, "Go on." The court heard Hugh Edwards would send the paedophile hundreds of pounds in cash and gifts as an apparent thank you. Edwards claims a neurological disorder means he has no memory of viewing the images. The judge told him he perpetuated the abuse of children. Despite that, he said prison wouldn't address the causes of his offending.
So Hugh Edwards avoids jail, the judge giving him credit for pleading guilty, and he said he accepted his remorse was genuine. He said Hugh Edwards does not pose a risk now to the public or children, and that given the crimes he committed, he would be extremely vulnerable in prison. But whatever. Hugh Edwards to complete a sex offenders treatment program and told him your reputation is in tatters.
The NSPCC says offenders like Edwards are fueling record levels of online child abuse.
I think the sentence today is broadly what we would have expected, but this crime is unfortunately impacting far too many children. Last year, the UK police recorded 33,000 child sexual abuse image offences. So we can see this is impacting too many children and families across the UK. We can't allow this to continue to increase. We need to see urgent action, and we need to see everyone playing their part.
Hugh Edwards' defence barrister said his client was profoundly sorry, saying he recognises the repugnant nature of such images and the hurt that is done to those who appear in them. For his part in that, he apologises sincerely and makes it clear he has the utmost regret. He recognises he has betrayed the priceless trust and faith of so many people.
Tonight at 10,
Today, the BBC said Hugh Edwards betrayed audiences. Millions turned to him in the nation's defining moments.
Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Behind the calm exterior, there was clinical depression, overuse of alcohol and prescribed drugs.
You clearly see his mental health. Look how he presents himself.
Being inferior.
Can you see any mental health?
Relationship with his hypercritical father, compounded when he didn't get into Oxford University, making him feel like an outsider at the BBC. Sexual advances on social media boosted his ego. The BBC knew Hugh Edwards had been arrested long before the public did, but kept paying him till he resigned, to the tune of £200,000, which the Director General told a Lords Committee they're trying to claw back.
The BBC's position is clear, the money should be returned, and we made the request.
Today, the corporation would only say it hasn't set a deadline, but discussions are underway. Meanwhile, Hugh Edwards left court. The man once so comfortable in front of a camera, now trying to ignore them, probably to disappear from view in disgrace for fueling the abuse of children.
Well, joining me now is Roger Bolton, a former BBC executive and presenter who launched and presents the Beeb Watch podcast. Clearly, Hugh Edwards has behaved appallingly. Has the BBC done anything wrong?
Well, it has behaved appallingly. I don't think it could be expected to know what went on in the mind of Hugh Edwards. It's truly shocking. It's appalling. But it's difficult to look into people's souls. So I don't think there's any suggestion that Hugh Edwards' family or anybody who worked with him or anybody like that, other than those he was corresponding with, knew about his interest in child sex. So I don't think you can blame him for that. What you can ask is, he started to have real periods of depression, in 2020? There was evidence of alcohol abuse and whatever. Who was looking after him? And who was looking after the staff, because there was some staff in the BBC who felt that he was, if not pursuing them, sending them unwelcome messages. So the offence, BBC couldn't have guessed that was what it was about. There are questions about how it monitors stars like Hugh Edwards.
So that's a sort of a safeguarding issue, is it, for staff?
Well, I think there's an industry-wide problem, which is you've got lots of young people on short-term contracts, and they've got to have the confidence, if somebody in power, it's a power issue, starts to make unwelcome, pursues them in an unwelcome manner. They've got to feel that they can appeal to their management without them, paying a price as opposed to the presenter. So I think it's a question for the industry as a whole, where I think on the whole, stars are too powerful and the staff are not powerful enough.
Well, I mean, there's another BBC review into workplace culture.
Yeah,
now.
There's always a BBC.
There's always a review, and they're internal, and what's the point of them if they are like? I mean, do you need external monitoring of an organisation like the BBC and other broadcasters?
In the end, what you need is executive producers, commissioning editors, and others to say very clearly to stars that they cannot behave in a certain way, and make sure that the people who work for them, and particularly the least powerful, and I would say particularly women, because it's usually women involved in these circumstances, are empowered to complain and have their complaints taken seriously. But there is not any suggestion that the BBC is full to the brim of paedophiles or in any way condones the sort of thing that Hugh Edwards has been doing. Is entirely wrong. The other thing which came out in your report, which is deeply disturbing, is this child sex problem is much wider than we thought. And I think we need to make sure we examine that and look at this, because Hugh Edwards is not the only person in a prominent position who probably is interested in these sorts of things.
Yeah, the nature of the images that they said some of them are made, in fact, by the victims.
So you see, you've got this confusion. I mean, for example, in Germany, you have the age of consent is 14. Italy is 14. In Nigeria, it's 11. There are, across the continent, there are different ages of consent. And of course, now with the internet and so on, anybody can almost access anything. That puts a real responsibility on employees to make sure that their most powerful employees.
If you can't buy cigarettes, if you can't buy a gun, if you can't go gamble, you should not be able to give consent. And it is considered graping and molesting. I'm just saying. That's what I feel.
You knew before you press play again, right? Wow, this has been going on for many, many, many years, over 40 years. Well, yeah, because we had a guy called Jimmy Savile who gave the guise of being a lovely guy. He did a lot of sport, charity fundraising for children in the hospital. But when he was visiting these children in hospital, he was doing essays, okay? And the BBC, this BBC, this organisation, this broadcasting company, knew about it, but he was so powerful, and he was very heavily connected to the royal family, as well as this Hugh Edwards as well, and it's not Ralph. Oh, what's his name? The Australian guy, Ralph.
Hello, Visions.
So this has been going on for many, many years. The trouble is with people these days, there's so much going on. Everyone has become a goldfish. Their memory is 10 seconds, and then you get gaslighted, you get moved on, and then there's distractions and smoke and mirrors. This has been going on for a very, very long time, and it will continue to do so. It will continue to do so. And nobody will do nothing. And what makes me angry is, if you don't mind me saying, is that I see things in the United Kingdom where when Trump was coming over, when he was the president, the protests, then you got the Just Stop Oil, then you got the Palestine marches, then you got the this, the that, the this. But nobody, they're wasting their energies on the most sickest, nastiest thing. I cannot think of anything worse in this world of children being great.
Yes.
And, essays. That has to be. Can you think of anything worse than that in this world?
No.
Little
No.
children, innocents, and yet it is the most least punished crime, as if it's nothing. This was what I'm sorry to be passionate about this and
No. You're good.
I'm
You're
not
good.
sorry. No, I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
No, you should not be sorry. I agree with you. Why would you be sorry?
Yeah, no, I'm just sorry for just interrupting your stream and just ranting on.
Oh, you're not. You're fine. You're fine. Don't even think that way.
Children. Even if I didn't have children, I'd still be passionate about my views on how this is allowed to happen. And it's like we have a couple of days ago, we had a grooming gang of predominantly Pakistani men from the Muslim community raped loads of children, and it was kept out the news. What they're doing now is they're being told not to report on these things. In Ireland, a couple of days ago, day before yesterday, some guy had tried to abduct a 5-year-old and I think an 11-year-old child, and he's been arrested, but they're not releasing his name because of current tensions in Ireland, i.e. of the mass amount of SAs are going on with these imported illegals that are being housed and fed at the taxpayers' money. This has got to stop. But now they brought in this thing, like, you know, with the protests over a month ago, that if you say anything against immigration or these people doing this to their children and the women, it's classed as being an offence. My God, what is happening? People, stand up. You know, stand up. Don't be silent. You know, we might go to jail. And the thing is, the people that have been going to jail, protesting against children being raped and all that stuff, they'll end up, they're being put in prisons where these type of people do this thing, will assault them in prison. Oh my God, sorry.
Well, if they're not going to put them in prison, we are. Hello? Watch this. How about this? Since they don't want to put them there, we'll put them there.
Yeah, but it's not here, is it? It's not in the UK and all the West. You know, all across Germany.
We're going to put him. We're putting him in prison no matter where he's at. U.S., Ireland, England, UK, everywhere. He's in prison. Okay, you see him. He's behind bars now. That's where you're at. That's where you're going to stay, sir. You don't get to touch kids or abuse kids and be okay. No, we're not doing that. There you go. You're behind bars, sir. You did what you did. Now you can talk behind bars.
Not abusing the system.
But I mean, but can you? I mean, yeah, you say the BBC is not full of these kinds of people, but it's fighting reputational battles on a number of fronts with a number of different presenters from different parts of the BBC. Some of which are in court, some aren't.
They are, but it's the biggest British broadcaster, and a lot of the problems relate to independent companies. This is industry wide. You could quote, we won't, cases in ITV in the past of inappropriate behaviour. There's plenty around, but I think the crucial thing is, do young people can they have the courage, can they have the knowledge that if they complain, things will be dealt with? And I think, you know, presenters, broadcasters have got to say no star is essential. You've got to be able to say to them, okay, if you want to behave like that, or if you want to, you know, strut around, whatever, you don't work for us.
Roger Bolton, thank you very much.
They're just what's the word? Gaslighting. It will happen time and time again. We've had so many high-profile presenters. They're allowed to get away with what they want to do because they're in that, you know. Oh no! But the thing, so the thing is, you knew. The thing is,
I'm listening.
Our communities. If somebody around here, where I live, or any other community across England or United Kingdom, rather. We found out that somebody had been interfering with children or did anything of that kind of nature. There is a posse. There is a posse around their house. They want to lynch that person. The police have to come in and put them in protective custody rather. But we got these other communities of a certain religion of peace. They do that. They don't come out and oust that person, the dad or the uncle or the brother. It's all silence. Whereas this is my issue with Islam. they allow it to carry on. Sorry, Riaz, if you're still watching, but I've spoken to you about this as well, Riaz. Why don't these communities, that community, which is the biggest thing that goes on, the biggest thing, the amount is, wow, it's tip of the iceberg. How many of these poor children or women, are too scared to say? I mean, how do I say this?
Do you know who Foxy Brown is?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, so she's a rapper. She's a female rapper in the U.S. and her name is Foxy Brown. Appears to react to Diddy's arrest in New York. Look,
good girl. She's got a nice smile.
She's gorgeous. Yes.
Yeah.
So yep, this is what's going on. They're all happy about it. They're all happy about it. They're making remarks about it. So go ahead. I'm listening. I just wanted to show that.
No, it's just like the royal family with even they've been involved in some stuff and being kept, with Epstein and all that malarkey, and it's just it's never ending. It's just never ending. When will it stop? How will it stop? It's gotta stop. How can you
it's getting worse and worse by the minute. That's how it is. It's not.
Human life.
I don't think it's gonna stop. I really don't.
It's like with all the stabbings and all the other things, like unlifing. It's just like, what is worth more? What is worth more in life than life itself? And people, it's just.
What about the one where they burned the family in the house over there in the UK? Don't think I haven't been keeping up with you guys' news.
Yeah, no. There's been a few. There's been a few of those kind of things. So you had to say.
Yeah, it was the mother and children were unalive.
3 children.
Yeah. Yes.
And then some other guy in a place called Luton, which is very Islamification where Tommy Robinson comes from. Some guy got a gun. He's 18. He unlived his 13-year-old brother and his mother and his sister. Everyone's become it's such a common thing now that everyone's become so desensitized. Get back to what human beings are about. It's just, and it has a lot to do with immigration as well. It does. I don't care what anyone says. It does.
Yeah.
We never had this when we was younger. Someone got killed in the entirety of England. It'd be front page news. Now you can get a guy that unlives several people, and it's just a little small article in the paper.
Yeah.
We're good. Well, like I said, hurry up, Jesus. We're waiting for you. Come on with the second coming. We need your help more than ever. How much work did it get?
I agree with that. I agree. We do need him. A lot of people act like they don't need him, but they do. We do need him. 100%. We need him.
I just want to be normal, have a normal life. I mean, I'm even considering about. I don't want to go, but I've got to think about my kids. Should I stay in this country anymore? Hungrier. Look, Hungary, the European country. A lot of people in England I know are moving there.
Yeah.
Because they're saying no to any Islamic invasion. They're stopping anybody coming in there. Even Germany now. They're deporting. They don't want any more Islamic invasion. They've had enough of it because of the crime. And it does have. Call me hate speecher or whatever you want, or call me racist if anyone's listening. You have to go by the facts and the figures. That's what I go by. Not by the colour of his skin or your religion. I go by what is actually the problems. But nobody wants to talk about it. That they're making it so, all these governments are making it so that you cannot talk about these things. If you can't talk about it, you're never going to fix it. It's only going to get worse.
Right. Exactly. I agree. It's only going to get worse because it's just getting worse and worse, and they keep using mental health. No, stop with the mental health. Those are excuses for those who want to get away with what they did. Who the heck are you telling me? How are you going to sit here and tell me everybody's got mental health issues?
Well,
I mean, everybody on this earth is going to be have mental health issues before you know it. Come on, stop using that as an excuse. That is not, come on, that's ridiculous. Everybody is not having mental health issues. Some of these people are playing demons.
Oh, hold on. It's not just the people, it's the governments as well, because as soon as you cite mental health, you don't get to hear the rest of the story. It's blocked. It doesn't cause any more tensions.
Because that's how they get away with it. That's how they're getting away with it. Like this guy here with you, Mr. Edwards, whatever the heck his name is. He's over here doing what he's doing with these underage people, and they're giving him 6 months of probation because that's obvious they're not going to give him in prison.
No, a 6-month suspended prison sentence and a little bit of probation. And the thing is, it's not a victimless crime. It is not a victimless crime, because those poor children went through that force.
Yeah,
and they were, and they're still living that, and they're
underage,
either suicidal or turn to drugs or drink to block it. No, that's why. This is why I said before in previous streams, when I've walked along the store and you see the guy begging on the floor with a blanket, and they're taking, they're taking drugs, but they're like I said, you should really not look down on somebody unless you're helping them up.
Right.
That's the only time. And the thing is, when I was younger, I used to look down on them, thinking, "Oh, you're dirty, you're doing heroin and all that kind of stuff." But now, as I'm older, I know that these people are using it as a
way to cope.
Yeah, to cope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll sit down. I'll sit cross-legged next to them. I'll sit down. No camera, nothing for YouTube. Just a one-to-one to try and to understand them and try to give them some advice, and and I would never give them money. I know some people say, look, just give them money so they can get what they need, so they don't go do a crime. Food,
right?
Yeah, no problem. If you want some more tobacco for a cigarette, I'll pull a bunch out and I'll give you a load of Rizzler paper, so I smoke hand rolling tobacco, and I don't mind that. Yeah, but I might even, I've been known to sit down and go and buy us both a beer each and sit down and have a drink, because a drink and food kind of like mellows things. If you want to talk to somebody and you go for a meal, you can't even, say like you've had, I don't know, arguments with somebody, but if you go for a meal together, you can't really fight and argue and be nasty to each other over food. Food and music and love brings people together.
I understand.
So come on, let's all make the world a better place. For God's sake, our sakes, and everyone's sakes. Oh dear.
I agree.
Anyway, God, what a deep one tonight.
That's okay. You feel what you feel. We all have our own opinions. We have our own feelings. Like, I feel the same way you feel. I feel like these people need to be charged. And the heck with this health issue that they keep saying they having. Mental health. Oh, I unalive somebody. I'm abusing kids. I ran over somebody and I unalived them. Mental health. It is not mental health. What are you talking about? Everything is not mental health.
And there's no deterrent.
And they're allowing it.
No deterrence. You'd be more scared. Listen, this is how it rests right now over here in the UK. That you should be more fearful of reposting something on Facebook out of being angered about how things are in a country. You should be more fearful than that than to be involved in SA with children or sharing images. You're less likely to go to prison. What message is that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's wrong. So long. That's why, listen, guys, if any of you, I mean, I believe in, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus and God and everything, but even if you're an atheist, how can you not sit and think to yourself now, when you look at the world, what's going on? Satan does not exist. If you can't see that Satan doesn't exist, because what kind of people would be involved in this stuff? It's satanic, it's evil.
Yes, definitely satanic. Definitely.
Wow. I missed you, Unu.
Miss you too.
Yeah, kind of like, I mean, yesterday I was seeing the news and what was going on, and the night before I went to bed thinking to myself, what am I going to wake up to tomorrow? What am I going to, what could go wrong in the world that hasn't gone on? And there's always something. And
always.
And sometimes,
I mean, this is good news that he got arrested, right? Because he's been doing things too long. He's been doing this for years and years, and he's just now getting, you know, he's being put in prison for it. So I'm hoping that this man, they find something else on him that they did not charge him with, so they could get him, like literally put him in prison, or I can't say DP because it's not. They're never going to put him for DP. You know, they're not going to do DP.
You're saying it's a good thing that he got caught. Yes, it is, but it's not in another way, because now the message has been sent out there. You ain't going
that you can use mental health. Mental health. No, it's not mental health. No, you need to put him in prison. And 6 months of him him not working. Come the heck on. Are you suspension? Wow. These bastards are going to let him go back to work there? I mean, come on.
No, they're not going to. No, it's not. What are you talking about? That Hugh Edwards? No, he's not been. That's it now.
They're not going to let him?
Anyway.
No, he's retired.
They're still going to pay him a £300,000, which would be about $420,000 a year. Still. You know, and they paid. Wow, listen, the BBC.
So he gets free money. And he gets free money and then you guys are, and they have people out there suffering, and this guy's getting free money for touching kids. I mean, come on. Oh my God.
Well, apparently, you know, he didn't, he did images, but there's no difference. What's the difference? And things
What's
lead
the difference?
on, isn't it? So hold on, it's like this. I'm sorry to use a different context, but to explain much quicker. So as a guy, as a guy, right? I see a girl and she is gorgeous and sexy and wearing the nice clothes, you know, I'm a man. I'm going to start thinking, I would like to get with her, you know, because as men.
But she's going to be an adult, I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously. Right, so, what I'm trying to say is, like I said, it's not really the best metaphor I can think of right this very second, but this guy is seeing these images. Why do you just want to see images? Is that not going to lead to something else? Like me seeing a nice sexy woman, thinking I want to spend the night with her. You're telling me that this guy is going to look at these images of these heinous crimes to children and not think of taking it further? That's what I'm trying to elaborate.
Okay.
Do you understand?
So first of all, even with pictures, you're still a perv and you're still doing something disgusting to a child, because you're probably pleasuring yourself while you're looking at a child. That right there is disgusting in itself. That's disgusting in itself. I'm just saying. I mean, like, come on.
It's a gateway.
I'm not excusing. Yeah, it's definitely a gateway to, yeah, definitely. And we don't know if he did or didn't. Allegedly, we don't know if he touched children or not.
Yeah, exactly.
They might not be telling it. Who knows? Maybe they're embarrassed. I don't know.
And these pedophiles do not stop, do they? They're not. It's like stage 4 cancer. It's uncurable.
They don't stop.
No, they don't. And 1 second, I'm back in 3.
Okay.
Carry on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. That's just, this kind of stuff pisses me off. Sorry to say, it just does. Ticks me the heck off. I'm trying to find this the attorney talking. P. Diddy's attorney. I think this might be it. I'm not sure. So it says Sean Diddy Combs pleads not guilty to the trafficking charges. Wow. What about the other charges, sir? Hold on. This is from the BBC, y'all. What's going on? BBC always got something to say, right? Let me send this to myself again because I lost this in my video. I mean, on my email. Okay, let's see if this is gonna if it's gonna play or not. Oh, Jesus Christ, have mercy. I don't know if this is it or not, but it says he pleads not guilty. And who else probably talking for him but his attorney? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know why this thing's.
Right, back.
Hold on, I don't know what's going on. Can you guys hear talking?
Pardon?
Can you hear some talking?
Yeah, when you talk. Anyway, New Year, I'm gonna drop down a sec because I'm gonna have some duck pancake rolls, you know, Chinese style. And that's some food I've not eaten.
Okay.
Are you on tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
See what weird things have happened overnight. I gotta look at the news. I gotta look at the news, and I gotta read the Room each day in the morning. When I wake up, I have to go through the news to see how the world is. But wow, I mean, listen, we got another issue going on at the moment. This current government that somehow got into power. We got this guy called David Lammy. This black guy called David Lammy. He's an absolute dick head. He's horrid. He is trying to allow that our British missiles, long-range missiles, be allowed to be used in Ukraine against Russia, to strike deep into Russia. Now, this usage isn't just like, I mean, we've got no money in this country as it is. You know, they're taking away money from people that are vulnerable, poor, elderly, but they're finding the money for this war in Ukraine. Now,
right.
The thing is, allowing these missiles to be fired deep into Russia.
Combs' residences in Miami and Los
I can hear
Angeles.
that.
They also
It's going to cause World War III.
Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson,
Without a doubt.
Lucy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Stein, and their supervisors.
Is this live? Oh, I see. Yeah, you're playing back.
Yeah, hold on.
In ED and wine, in terms of the elements. Thanks.
So we will be seeking detention. We have filed a letter laying out our reasoning for seeking pretrial detention. I'm not going to be able to expand beyond what's in the letter, but it contains all of the reasoning, and it contains the law as well. There is a presumption of detention in a case like this, and we think that's warranted.
John Anise, New York Daily News.
Thank you. I was hoping to get some more detail about the searches of his residence, the guns, the cases of lubricant, and the videos. Where were they found amongst his residence? Were they all scattered around the houses in one place? I kind of wanted to just get a better picture of how that stuff was found.
Well, look, I think that some of the details that you're seeking are in the detention letter. So, for instance, some of the AR-15s, 2 of the 3 defaced AR-15s were found in his bedroom closet in Miami.
Wow.
Broken down into parts, along with magazines, with ammunition loaded in them. So, some of that detail is in the detention letter. Beyond that, I'm not going to be able to get into where other items were stored.
Ben Kochman, Post.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Your office was the office that had been prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein before he died in custody. I have not read your detention memo yet. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this ends. But
that's another sicko. I'm glad it's gone.
Does the memo address, or is your office concerned with Holmes's safety in custody, given what happened with Epstein?
So we are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's part of our obligations to keep people safe as well. It's part of the criminal justice system. So, but I do not draw any sort of connection between Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and what may or may not happen.
Suicide.
While they are
right.
Trial. And of course, the decision whether to detain the defendant will be up to a judge. Our position is that pretrial detention is warranted under the law and based on the facts of this case. And I'll leave it at that.
Are some of the prosecutors on this case some of the same prosecutors that had been handling that or that worked on the Maxwell case?
So I'm not going to get into the staffing. I will say that this team, this group of AUSAs, this incredible group has been working on this case around the clock.
I'm looking for the double blinks.
They've had their hands full. Next question.
Gus Rosendale, NBC News.
Good morning, sir. Combs' attorney said that his client has been cooperative with investigators. He said that this morning. I was wondering if you would have a reaction to that.
Let me just say this. I think that generally and with increasing frequency, the word cooperative or cooperating has taken on tremendous elasticity.
Nothing yet, huh?
And no longer really bears any relation.
No, he's done the blinking.
The word means when
watch the eyes.
In a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
Mike Sisak, AP.
Thanks. To that end, was there any discussion of Mr. Combs surrendering? I understand he was taken into custody at a hotel in Manhattan last night, and maybe that wasn't the plan. Can you elaborate on how that came about and why that was?
I'm not going to be able to get into any sort of operational details as to how he was taken into custody and when. He is in custody right now. He will be appearing in court later today.
Was there any discussion of him surrendering, given they claim he's cooperating?
I'm not going to be able to get into law enforcement tactics or operations. Well, I can't get into the charging decision. It is very meaningful to us that weapons were possessed, as we allege in the indictment. Part of the reason why this conduct was so pervasive and harmful was because victims and others didn't necessarily feel comfortable denying him his wishes, as we allege, because of the presence of firearms. I should leave it there.
Thanks. Last question, Jacob Seamuson.
Jacob Shamsian, Business Insider. Thank you. Given that he's the sole defendant in this case and that you allege he's part of a conspiracy that involves members of his companies, do you anticipate a superseding indictment that bring allegations against other members of his companies or other co-conspirators as well?
I can't take anything off the table. Anything is possible. Our investigation is very active and ongoing. And I think a lot of you who cover this office know that when we say such things, that developments are certainly foreseeable, but I cannot predict that sitting here today. All right, thank you, everyone.
The rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs has been charged with 3 federal charges, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The details come from an indictment which was unsealed today in Manhattan. According to the 14-page document, Sean Combs turned his business empire into a criminal enterprise in which he and his associates engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, and other crimes. He's maintained his innocence.
All that money, all that power and wealth, and you still, do you know what I mean?
Right.
Goodness me.
All that.
You got all that, and you still have to go to that depravity. You knew I got to drop down, you know. It's been a pleasure, and thank you very much for letting me up on the panel tonight.
Of course. Anytime. Thank you for coming up.
Let me.
I'll be getting pretty soon anyway, and then we'll talk tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Listen, look, big love to you and your family. Give a big
do.
shout out to your husband and your sons from me. I hope they're doing well.
Do.
And I hope you have
all right. I will. You too.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.
Chat. Take care, everyone in the chat as well. Good night. Look after yourselves.
Will do. Yes.
Until
Good
tomorrow.
night.
Be right again.
Yes.
Good night.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye. He didn't count down. He just left. What happened to the countdown?
Doing hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long?
I also want to thank the incredible agent. So it's what recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot.
What happened? There we go.
AR-15s. And you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about a few things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-HIT. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking and Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. Finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smeisler, and Missy Steiner, and their supervisors, Jack Oakler and Jack O'Malley. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created.
Hold on, I got another video that's specifying a little something. They're waiting. They actually He's actually waiting. Look, they're waiting for the conference, but hold on. This one. It shows that it says right here, press conference following P. Diddy not guilty plea. So they're waiting for him. See that right here? It says press conference following P. Diddy not guilty plea. So they're waiting for the for them to come out of court, and then they're going to have a conference about it. And then the one that I was showing you guys is also probably waiting for him to come out as well. I don't think you guys could hear this one, but oh, these are just the questions. That's horrible. Hello, Parker Blue. How are you? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. We're waiting for the court because he's pleading not guilty to everything that's on here. I'm good. So the one that's prosecuting, that's who's speaking earlier. And now he's answering questions. Cooperative, I guess so. Mm. You? Yeah, he's been in movies before, but he's a rapper and he's a sicko. So allegedly. Hold on 1 second. Is this the one? Yeah, so listen to this.
Bedroom closet in Miami, broken down into parts along with magazines, with ammunition loaded in them. So some of that detail is in the detention letter. Beyond that, I'm not going to be able to get into where other items were stored.
Ben Kochman, Post.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Your office was the office that had been prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein before he died in custody. I have not read your detention memo yet. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this ends. But does the memo address, or is your office concerned with Combs's safety in custody, given what happened with Epstein?
So we are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's part of our obligations to keep people safe as well. It's part of the criminal justice system. So, but I do not draw any sort of connection between Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and what may or may not happen to any other defendant while they are detained pre-trial. And of course, the decision whether to detain the defendant will be up to a judge. Our position is that pretrial detention is warranted under the law and based on the facts of this case. And I'll leave it at that.
Are some of the prosecutors on this case some of the same prosecutors that had been handling that or that worked on the Maxwell case?
So I'm not going to get into the staffing. I will say that this team, this group of AUSAs, this incredible group has been working on this case around the clock, and they've had their hands full. Next question.
Gus Rosendale, NBC News.
Good morning, sir. Combs' attorney said that his client has been cooperative with investigators. He said that this morning. I was wondering if you would have a reaction to that.
Let me just say this. I think that generally and with increasing frequency, the word cooperating has taken on tremendous elasticity.
Right.
And no longer really
Agree.
any relation to what the word means when we use it in a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
Mike Sisak, AP.
Thanks. To that end, was there any discussion of Mr. Combs surrendering? I understand he was taken into custody at a hotel in Manhattan last night, and maybe that wasn't the plan. Can you elaborate on how that came about and why that was?
I'm not going to be able to get into any sort of operational details. As
Wow.
He was taken into custody and when. He is in custody right now. He will be appearing in court later today.
Was there any discussion of him surrendering, given they claim he's cooperating?
I'm not going to be able to get into law enforcement tactics or operations. Well, I can't get into the charging decision. It is very meaningful to us that weapons were possessed, as we allege in the indictment. Part of the reason why this conduct was so pervasive and harmful was because victims and others didn't necessarily feel comfortable.
Listen to this.
Denying him his wishes, as we allege, because of the presence of firearms. I should leave it there.
Nice. Last question.
Wow.
Jacob Shamsian, Business Insider. Thank you. Given that he's the sole defendant in this case and that you allege he's part of a conspiracy that involves members of his companies, do you anticipate
y'all listening to this?
Bring allegations?
He couldn't say anything else. So allegedly, he uses weapons to tell them.
I can't.
You better not talk.
Our investigation is very active.
So we'll see how this goes.
I think a lot of you who cover this office know
Allegedly.
say such things. That developments are certainly foreseeable, but I cannot predict them sitting here today. All right, thank you, everyone.
The rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs has been charged with 3 federal charges, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The details come from an indictment which was unsealed today in Manhattan. According to the 14-page document, Sean Combs turned his business empire into a criminal enterprise in which he and his associates engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, and other crimes. He's maintained his innocence.
I guess so.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery.
I don't want to say hate, but I'll call you Hat. Hey, Hat, how are you?
A little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force threats
I'm
of force,
okay.
and coercion to cause victims.
I'm just glad
to
this
engage
one
in
got
extended
arrested.
Sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over
He
state
Diddy,
lines.
in case you didn't know.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them.
She'll love you. What are you talking about?
Freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time.
Hold on.
Involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried
She's
or
gonna
brandished
love you,
firearms
Visions.
to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own.
A grandma is a grandma.
I mentioned Combs
Oh,
was
she's
charged
gonna
with
love
legal
all of
conspiracy.
you.
He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs.
Sit down,
They
Lola.
booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up.
Wow.
They arranged for victims and commercial
That's what I was
sex
reading
workers
earlier.
to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs's crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a
Yes,
victim
I'm
through
your
a-
auntie.
As part of this
I'm your
investigation,
auntie.
in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs's electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos
That's
of the
horrible.
freak-offs with multiple victims.
You're hungry?
And they
Hold
seized
on, let me drop
cases
y'all something
and
to eat.
cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether. Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be.
Hey, Ransom, how you doing?
No one should doubt our commitment on that.
I'm about to drop you guys some food.
Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light.
Amen.
We would not be here without them.
Here's some dessert.
I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts at SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case. Meredith
You could have it.
Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smeisler, and Mitzi Steiner.
There
And
you
their
go.
supervisors,
There's some
Jamie
food.
Dackleiter and Jacqueline Kelly. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases.
AIAM. AIAM is your glamour.
Damien, thanks. The indictment.
Hey, Kite, how are you?
Aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done.
Whatever pizza you like, it's different kinds of pizzas. That's why there's more than one.
Thank you for doing this. You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
Hey, Wise or Y Hayes. Hello, how are you?
Janet Fisher, Newsday.
What's the difference between the sex trafficking and promoting travel for the purpose of prostitution?
Well, there are different crimes with different elements. I don't think we should get into the nitty-gritty of the legal discussion right now, but the sex trafficking, we believe, they're all serious offenses, but the sex trafficking conduct carries some significant penalties, and we are gratified that we were able to bring that charge.
I'll be getting off at 3,
I'm
you
not gonna get
guys.
into that, but you can.
If they have
look it
any
up
more
and-
information,
and
I'll be back.
Sex trafficking, especially
Hey,
when it
Scrap,
involves
how are
coercion or force, is a very serious crime, and it carries significant penalties.
Good afternoon, Darla Miles, ABC7 New York. Thank you for this press conference and for the details. 2 questions. In context of this indictment and the information that was presented to the grand jury, are you able to clarify the number of victims? it's mentioned plural in the indictment, but can you specify the number of victims just for this particular indictment? And secondly, can you provide details about the alleged arson?
Hello, Vidal?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to provide
Vidal?
either. The
Vidal?
number of victims, you are correct. We are intentional in saying multiple. The details of the arson incident are limited to what.
Hey,
we
Ryan,
have in
how
the
are you?
indictment, and also the detention letter that we filed, which contains more details than the indictment does at various points. But we don't have anything more beyond that. Next question.
Lynn Tran, CNN.
Are any of his accomplices or associates under investigation? And additionally, could he face any more charges?
So the investigation is ongoing. That means both as to him and to anyone else who we believe committed the crime with him. Next question.
Juliet Papa.
Hi, good morning from 1010 Wins. Any indication that some of the women or victims here were imprisoned in his residences, and did he have locations where he kept them, and they were not allowed to leave? And also, he's indicted here, although there were searches and raids in LA, Miami. Why in New York?
Well, I'm biased. I'm the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. I think that we have an outstanding track record of bringing some of the most impactful, sprawling, complex.
Can't believe he has the gall to actually say he's not guilty, y'all.
Labor trafficking.
This is crazy.
The Southern District of New York can do it, and so we're very proud of that.
Hey, youngest Alan, how are you?
It's something that we ran from. It's something that we embrace, and we will continue to do that. As to your question about whether he imprisoned anyone, all I can say is that, I mentioned this March 2016 incident where something was caught on video where a victim was attempting to flee, and there was violence that was associated with it. That was at a hotel.
Yeah.
Matthew Lee, Inner City Press.
Thanks a lot. Does your office
Thank you.
intend to seek remand, or are you reaching a bail package?
Huh?
And if you're willing,
Right,
can
right.
how
Thank
would
you.
contrast
No
this with
com-
the R. Kelly case in
I'm not
media
complaining.
and the elements? Thanks.
Hello,
We will
Shamu.
be seeking detention.
How are
We
you?
have filed a letter.
Y'all be coming up some
laying out our
names.
reasoning for seeking pretrial detention. I'm not going to be able to expand beyond what's in the letter, but it contains all of the reasoning, and it contains the law as well. There is a presumption of detention in a case like this, and we think that's warranted.
John Anise, New York Daily News.
Thank you. I was hoping to get some more detail about the searches of his residence, the guns, the cases of lubricant, and the videos. Where were they found amongst his residence? Were they all scattered around the houses in one place? So I kind of wanted to just get a better picture of how that stuff was found.
Well, look, I think that some of the details that you're seeking are in the detention letter. So, for instance, some of the AR-15s, the face AR-15s were found in his bedroom closet in Miami, broken down into parts along with magazines with ammunition loaded in them. So
She would love you guys.
Some of that detail is in the detention letter. Beyond that, I'm not going to be able to get into where other items were stored.
Ben Kochman, Post.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Your office was the office that had been prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein before he died in custody. I have not read your detention memo yet. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this ends. But does the memo address, or is your office concerned with Combs's safety in custody, given what happened with Epstein?
So we are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's part of our obligations to keep people safe as well. It's part of the criminal justice system. So
Hello,
I do not draw any sort of connection.
I don't know how to say your name, Kuiper.
Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and what may or may not happen to any other defendant while they are detained pre-trial. And of course, the decision whether to detain the defendant will be up to a judge. Our position is that pretrial detention is warranted under the law and based on the facts of this case. And I'll leave it at that.
Are some of the prosecutors on this case some of the same prosecutors that had been handling that, or that worked on the Maxwell case?
So I'm not going to get into the staffing. I will say that this team, this group of AUSAs, this incredible group has been working on this case around the clock, and they've had their hands full. Next question.
Gus Rosendale, NBC News.
Good morning, sir. Combs' attorney said that his client has been cooperative with investigators. He said that this morning. I was wondering
Hello,
if you
closet.
have a reaction to that.
Let me just say this. I think that generally, with increasing frequency, the word cooperative or cooperating has
Hello, plug.
taken on tremendous elasticity, and it no longer really bears any relation to what the word means when we use it in a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
Mike Sisak, AP.
Thanks. To that end, was there any discussion of Mr. Combs surrendering? I understand he was taken into custody at a hotel in Manhattan last night, and maybe that wasn't the plan. Can you elaborate on how that came about and why that was?
I'm not going to be able to get into any sort of operational details as to how he was taken into custody and when. He is in custody right now. He will be appearing in court later today.
Was there any discussion of him surrendering, given they claim he's cooperating?
I'm not going to be able to get into law enforcement tactics or operations. Well, I can't get into the charging decision. It is very meaningful to us.
She's gonna love you guys.
Were possessed, as we allege in the indictment.
You're not weird. She'll love you guys.
The reason why this conduct was so pervasive and harmful was because victims and others didn't necessarily feel comfortable denying him his wishes, as we allege, because of the presence of firearms. I should leave it there.
Thanks. Last question, Jacob Jamieson.
Jacob Shamsian, Business Insider. Thank you. Given that he's the sole defendant in this case and that you allege he's part of a conspiracy that involves members of his companies, do you anticipate a superseding indictment that will bring allegations against other members of his companies or other co-conspirators as well?
Again, I can't take anything off the table. Anything is possible. Our investigation is very active and ongoing. And I think a lot of you who cover this office know that when we say such things, that developments are certainly foreseeable, but I cannot predict them sitting here today. All right, thank you, everyone.
The rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs has been charged with 3 federal charges, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The details come from an indictment which was unsealed today in Manhattan. According to the 14-page document, Sean Combs turned his business empire into a criminal enterprise in which he and his associates engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, and other crimes. He's maintained his innocence.
The rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering and sex trafficking.
You're
Details of the
welcome.
charges came from an indictment which was unsealed today in Manhattan. According to the 14-page document, Sean Combs turned his business empire into a criminal enterprise in which he and his associates engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, and other crimes. Let's speak to our correspondent John Sudworth in New York. Some of the detail in this indictment is pretty shocking, and it went on for years, John.
Yeah, these are a devastating series of charges against Sean Combs, Christian. Given that he was a man once seen of as at the pinnacle of the US music industry, a celebrated producer, entrepreneur. He ran his own record label, for many credited with to an industry, a genre with real global commercial force. But at the heart of this indictment that was unsealed today are those allegations that he used that influence essentially for the purposes of a criminal enterprise, and that for his own sexual gratification he threatened, coerced, and on occasion enacted violence against his female victims. The indictment was unsealed in the morning. There was a press conference by prosecutors, and then around about 2:30 this afternoon local time, Sean Combs appeared in court to face these charges. He has entered a not guilty plea, and in the past few minutes there has been a discussion about bail, with his lawyers arguing that he should be released on bail, subject to a $50 million bond, but with prosecutors saying that the serious nature of these charges, and they allege the way that Sean Combs has already attempted to interfere with witnesses, he should remain in custody.
Yeah, I mean, allegations of sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, the obstruction of justice, and all of this coming out of a grand jury inquiry. So they've taken their time with this. I mean, we knew about the investigation some time ago, John, but they've deliberated and they've come to what they believe is a clean case.
Coca-Cola. Sprite.
Well, you know what's
Mostly
interesting, Christian, is
juices,
rumors,
but
have
yeah,
followed
some of them
Sean
have
Combs,
sodas in them.
throughout much of his career, and particularly in recent years.
And coffee.
There have been allegations by some of his alleged victims. Cassandra Ventura, his longtime partner, a singer who he has worked with, filed a suit at the end of last year, which was very quickly settled.
And Cassandra, he's talking about his Cassie.
This year, we had the release of a video, a very shocking, upsetting video taken by a hotel camera showing Mr. Combs beating her, controlling her, and dragging her, for which he apologized. So in many ways, much of what we've heard today isn't a surprise, but I think the comprehensive nature of it, the idea that this went back many years, is all there in black and white. And at that press conference that prosecutors held this morning, journalists asked the question. They said, look, if this pattern was so established, why are these charges only being brought now? And prosecutors said they didn't want to dwell on that. They didn't want to sort of focus on the why now question. They simply wanted to say we are where we are today. They obviously feel that they have put in a huge amount of work to put this indictment together, to get it in front of the grand jury. But of course, Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers are suggesting they will fight this with everything they've got. They insist that he is innocent. And in a statement, Christian, that they issued last night after Mr. Combs was formally arrested, they said that they admitted he was an imperfect person, but he's not a criminal, they said.
Oh, whatever. Isn't that what they all say?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and present.
All right. Well, that's it, you guys. They keep repeating it over and over. So y'all should have your answers. Can I get some auntie cake? Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So this is what's going on right now. And then I'm heading off of here because that's 3 hours that I was not going to be on for. This is what's going on. Just people waiting for him to come out of court, y'all. Look at them, the dogs they got out there. It was nice meeting you too. Oh, you're good. You're good. Zaydai, thank you for coming through. Okay, let's see what's going on. That's some people just coming out of court. They probably have to go pay a ticket. When they come out, it's going to be like a bunch of people, like a huddled. That's what it's going to look like. Well, the policemen went in, so maybe they're done. Yes, chocolate and vanilla cupcakes. Don't you start barking. Hey, Brandon, how are you? Thank you for coming through. I'll give you my plate, but Lola licked it. My dog, y'all, my dog. No, You ain't got to put no water in there, though. I'm good. Oh, how was the game? I'm sure y'all won. Don't forget to leave some for you. I don't want all of them. We won. That's right. Congrats, congrats. I already knew. Those are your cousins. Those are your cousins, Brandon. They're waiting for them to finish court. P. Diddy has been arrested for everything that they been alleging, which is not much of an alleging when you got videos of it. Of course, help yourself to the pizzas, hot dogs, burgers, fries, all that. Just enjoy. You don't have to ask. Have you guys ever had pop sticks? I have chicken pop sticks I'm about to eat. I'll try not to smack in y'all ears while I talk to y'all. Oh, Lola. You saved you some? Yeah, but did you save you some? That ain't the answer the question I had for you. Yeah. Have you guys ever had pop sticks? Anybody that's in the chat? There's a lot of water in here. And they're hot. Very hot. Uh-oh, it looks like they're about to start. Is that what's going on? They're preparing, y'all. They're good. You're supposed to dip these in something, but I don't like the dip. I don't like dips. You like it? You cannot get any of this. This is hot. Huh? Is it? Let me try it. Oh, that's like a soy sauce, right? There you go. I made a mess. Huh? Yeah, it's a soy sauce for sure. Mm. Right. waiting patiently for his court thing to be over with. Get something. That dog is not going to do nothing. Lola is a Chihuahua who is more, her bite is scarier than her bite. Just saying. She looking right at me when I said it too. Thank you, Visions. Thank you. I'm still here. I thought that guy was preparing, but I guess not. I guess they're not out yet. I gotta go cook for the family, y'all. So if they go, I mean, when he gets out, when court lets out, I'll just do either an upload or a quick live of it. We'll see how that goes. Lemon water is so good, y'all. No sugar, no nothing, just lemon and water. So good. I wonder how many of these people are just going there just to be nosy. I'm talking about the ones that are going in court, because we out here being nosy, but I mean actually being in court at the courthouse. Hey Armando, how are you? Thank you for coming through. But yeah, I wonder how many of them are just being plain nosy right now. Because I see people going in and out of there. No, that's a different person. I'm hoping that they're coming out soon. You should. It is really good. I'm like literally right now, my water and my lemon sitting right here next to me, my lemon water bottle. Listen, that's the bottle. Oh man. See how there's people going in there. I wonder if they know that he's going to be coming out of that courthouse and they just being nosy, like us being nosy out here and them being nosy inside. Trying to be in somebody's video. Okay. I'm waiting. Something's supposed to be coming today, son. I ordered something yesterday. It's supposed to be coming today. I can't explain it, but I'll tell you later. It's for that exact reason that what you're doing right now. It says it'll be here between 6 and 9 p.m. First it was 3:45. Boy, they need to stop changing the time with these deliveries. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? What happened to my my oh my goodness. Here, that's for him. That's for him. I don't even know how that came off. There you go. For some odd reason, my background wasn't working. What the heck? I didn't even turn it off. It turned off by itself. It is what it is. Lola, he's giving you something to play with. Here. You got it? There you go. She said, thank you, Scrub. Sorry if I swallowed so loud. That was not me. That just happened. I said, no problem, Lola. All right, let me see what's going on. Still nothing. Oh, I already put, you want me to put some more coffee in the chat? I mean, you guys want some more coffee? Here's some more coffee. And here's some more ice cream just in case y'all want some too. So. ice cream and coffee. That sounds like a good mix. It do sound like a good mix. I'm about to try. Oh, Lola. You okay, Mama? Uh-oh. You okay? Yeah, have you ever had coffee ice cream? Coffee ice cream is really good, y'all. It is very good. Yes, coffee ice cream is really, really good. I like the mocha coffee ice cream. That one's really good because it gives you more of a coffee taste than the other one does. You've never had it, Visions, you need to definitely try coffee ice cream. So good. I'm trying to remember the brand, the real good brand. They have different brands. Oh no, Armando. Guess what? I know we don't do NFL. I just got a notification. Dolphins are placing quarterback TUA concussion on IR. Will miss at least 4 games. You heard? Well, no, because he's actually pleading not guilty, Armando. How is he pleading not guilty? They have proof that he's been doing some of the stuff he's allegedly being charged with. Just saying. They have videos on him. So TUATAGOVAILOA. Concussion on IR. SCHEFTER. Will miss. He is gonna miss. I'm talking about TUA is gonna miss. I guess
What is
that's how you
the
say it.
seat view feature? Shows the view from your seat.
Oh.
So if there's a pole blocking
Hold
your
on.
view, don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
What the heck? That came out of nowhere, and it startled me. There go more people walking in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. A lot of guilty people do that. Yeah, I know. Oh, really? Is he that old? Let's see what else they have on here. This is ESPN putting the information out. Coach Mike McDaniel on Monday said, oh, this was yesterday, wouldn't be able to play on IR until more information becomes available. Third-year veteran Skylar Thomas will start in place on Sunday's game against the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, there you go. Oh, he has too many concussions. Oh, wow. Yeah, that they definitely need to take him down. Poor thing. Well, they're definitely saying he's going to be out at least at least 4 games. He's going to be out. So hopefully he'll take care of himself in that time frame that he's going to be off the games. The only ice cream I get from Dairy Queen. Remember trying coffee ice cream at one time and didn't like it. Oh, well, I guess it just depends which one you try. They got some really good flavored ones. I think Ben and Jerry has one too. Not sure. They're supposed to be getting out soon. I don't know why. Maybe they just court proceedings last like a couple of hours, as far as I know. I don't know how long he's going to be in there for. And then they're supposed to come out and do a conference. I'm thinking I might have to come back later live because I got to go cook. I'm going to go cook for the family. I'm already been on here look at me, 3 hours and 19 minutes. It's a long time. Let me see. I'm going to try to ask how long is P. Diddy going to be in court today. Because I don't know how long court normally takes, but it is what it is.
I have to buy concert tickets for a friend's birthday, but I don't want to spend too much money.
Well, we have Deal Score, a feature that helps you find the best seats for the money you have.
Can I find the worst seat?
They got too many commercials. Hello, Diddy. Kid, how are you? All right, I think I'm gonna have to just come back a little bit later to give you guys an update on what they said in court, or I might just do a video and upload it so y'all can watch it. I mean, it's up to y'all how y'all do it. You're sick. What's wrong? D, what's wrong? After we find out what's wrong with D, then we're gonna I'm about to get up off of here, y'all. You have the flu? Oh boy. Have you checked for the C19? Because that has the symptoms of the flu, just so you know. Definitely got to get tested because you don't want to run around thinking you have just the regular flu and you got something else. It's negative. Okay, awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you tested it. Because it is back, y'all. It's definitely back. C19 is definitely back, just a different strain. Different variant, different strain. All right, so I'm going to do 3:30, and then I'm going to get off of here because then that'll give them another 5 minutes. If they're going to come out, they're going to come out. If they don't, then I'll just have to do a later video. I got to go and cook for the family. Hey, Howard, how are you? Wow, you had the flu and it lasted more than a week. Mine lasted a little over 2 months. How about that? I beat you on that one because that was the worst one. It was 2020 in January. It was horrible because they didn't want to listen to me when I told them there was something wrong with me. I kept telling them it's something more than just a regular flu, regular C19. It really took me down. I did it twice because I thought it was messing with me. Right. Well, I did it I had to do 3 times before I got a positive. So thank goodness. And I went to the doctor and they said it's negative. Okay, awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad it's negative. That mess don't play. C19 does not play, y'all. Yeah, back off. Oh, well, I hope you feel better. I'm going to pray you feel better. How about that? I'm going to pray for you. I mean, they got people walking in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Wait, what's going on here? Senate GOP blocks bill protecting access to IVF nationwide. Whatever. Hey, Grateful, how are you? Thank you for coming through. actually, milk is not good for you because it makes your mucus thicker. So milk is not good for you. Yeah, when you have a cough, if you
What
have
is the seat view feature?
Shows
oh
the view
my
from your
goodness,
seat.
they need
So
to stop
there's a
startling
blocking
me.
your view. Don't.
They keep startling me. Let me turn this thing down just in case it come back on again. And then when they come out, then I'll put it on the audio because she keeps startling me. C19 and caught it again. That's why I'm still in the bed. Can't even make new. Oh, I hope you feel better. Hat, I'm gonna call you Hat. Not entirely, because I just learned that drinking a lot of water can also cause mucus buildup in. Oh, what about lemon water? What about lemon water? Because that's all I drink every day. Water and lemon water. And if you're telling me that lemon water is going to do the same, I don't know what to say. Because I thought lemon water it has good nutrition value, or should I say it's good for you to drink lemon water. It's good for weight loss as well. That really, look, y'all, it really, really works on weight loss. No joke. It's good and it works on weight loss. Like, you might not be used to drinking like lemon water, like plain lemon water, but lemon water is so good. As they always tell singers to do, is good to clear your throat. Okay. That's it. That's all the lemon juice does. But it's actually helping me with weight loss, y'all. It is. It's working very well with that. I drink at least 2 bottles of lemon water, regular water. Yeah. So good. Me and Hat was about to make a song together, but he called me saying can't make it. I said, okay, what's going on? Is this C19? Oh no! Well, I hope you feel better. Hat, I hope you feel better. Okay, so I'm going to get off because it doesn't even look like they're getting out. Watch, as soon as I get off of here, they're going to get out of court. Like, what the heck? It always happens. Things happen when you're not prepared for them, right? That's what they call surprise. But anyway, I'm about to get off of here. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. And for those that are sick with the C19, the flu, or any illnesses, I pray for y'all. I pray for y'all to heal. I pray for your recovery. And those with those concussions, I hope you recover. And I hope those concussions go away. Like I said, illnesses, cancer, aneurysms, anything and everything that's out there in this world that's bad vibe, I pray for a good vibe for y'all, okay? They advertise about milk, but water causes mucus buildup too. So lemon juice or lemon water can keep you clear. Oh, well, thank you. There you go. There you go. Uh-oh, are they coming out? Hold on. No, that's just regular people. That's just a regular schmegular people. I'm waiting for the conference people to come out. Definitely lemon water is good. Okay, thank goodness for that. All right, you guys, look at all these people coming out now. Give me a minute. Hold on, and I'm gonna get off. Yeah, see, are they closing? Because it is 4:33 over there. What time does court close over there in the east side of town? No, that's not East though. That's LA. That's Central. I mean, not Central. I'm sorry, Pacific. My bad. That's actually Pacific. Happy Tuesday, everyone. To you too, Grateful. Thank you. Yeah, so this is LA. My bad. I don't know why I thought it. Wait, no. This is New York. And New York is East, right? New York is East. Yeah, I think New York is East. Isn't New York East? I'm tripping. My bad. I don't know where I got LA from. I was thinking about the seizure, you know, them going, the warrant that they went to go look into P. Diddy's house was in LA and also Florida, right? Miami, Florida. Don't quote me. I think that's what it is. If you got the seed, then just like anything else, make sure that you consume plenty of fluids to stay hydrated and clean you out. That's right. It's going to clean you out. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off because it doesn't look like they're coming out. I'm waiting for the conference. I might just do a video. What's going on? Is that him? Nope, that ain't them. That's that doggone commercial again. They playing the heck out of this commercial. Fruits have plenty of fluids too. Yes. Nope, those are regular people leaving. So yeah, they're east. I think, wait, New York is east, right? Yeah, New York is east. So yeah, they're east. So that means over there it is 4:35 because over here is 3:35. 4:35 for them. So definitely, I'd say the next hour they should be done, I would think. Court would let out like what, 5:30? I doubt if they're going to let it out any further than that. I mean, just because, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, and there goes the popos. There go the popo. Or is that security? It might be security. Virus causing paralyzing illness is spiking in the U.S. Wastewater data shows. What the? Hold on. What the heck is going on? I didn't know this. News break. Hold on. So it says virus that causes paralyzing illness is spiking in the U.S. Wastewater data shows. A respiratory virus that sometimes paralyzes children is spreading across the U.S., raising concern about another possible rise in polio-like illness. Oh, Jesus. Wastewater samples have detected a significant, escalation in an intravirus called D68, which is rare. Oh, wow. Which is in rare cases has been linked to acute, looks like FLACCID, FLACCID, myelitisis, I don't know what that is, or AFM. AFM is the name of it, or the initials for it. The illness affects the nervous system and causes severe weakness in the arms, the legs. This almost occurs in young children. It often occurs more in young children, y'all. Wow. Let's see what this says here. We are detecting EV-D68 nucleate acid, nucleic acid, I guess that's how you say it, in water, wastewater across the country now, and the levels are increasing. Wow. Program Director Alexandra Bowman, I hope that's how you say her name, Wastewater Scan, a nonprofit monitoring network, and a professor of civil and environmental engineering at Stafford University. What's really going on, y'all? What's really going on? That's the first clue to suggest that the nation might see an increase in AFM this year, said Caitlin, Rivers is she specializes in it at the Johnson Hopkins Center for Health Security and author of The Crisis Averted, The Hidden Science of Fighting Outbreaks. Wow, what's really going on here? Oh, wow. Going through that now in the U.S. too. Yes, the U.S. too, y'all. The second clue, she said, is the time of year is right. Wow. Historically, September has been the biggest month of AFM cases. Y'all, what's really going on? Everyone who ever had the sniffles possibly had the intravirus. They're that common. Wow. Most of the time, the viruses cause mild symptoms such as a runny nose, cough, headache, and generalized feelings of the meh. This even more now is very interesting. 2024. Yes. The D8 intravirus strain started causing more serious problems in 2014 when the U.S. saw for the first time a spike in the pediatric AFM that year of 120 kids were diagnosed. Wow. There's no cure or specific treatment for the paralysis, even with years of intensive physical therapy. Many are left with life-threatening disabilities. Jesus Christ. What is going on here? All these ads. Oh, look, they're back. They're back. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, real quick before I keep going. Let me see. A viral mystery. Though a few dozen cases have been reported every year since then, larger waves of AFM have followed an every other year pattern, spiking again in 2016 with 153 cases, in 2018 with 238 cases. Jesus. Oh my goodness. Testing a possible treatment. We all get really frustrated every time we get to this point and we don't have antiviral medicines that are readily available, said Dr. Buddy Creech, a pediatric infectious disease physician at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. We don't have much to offer these kids. Wow. Creech and his colleagues are working toward a solution. They began a safety studies of the monoclonal antibody that would ideally stop the D68 in its tracks. Oh, wow. Ooh, wow. They got studies going on. I hope that works, y'all. We're going to have to come back and talk about this. So let me go ahead and save this because this is information that everybody needs to know about. Wow. Hold on, you guys. I'm about to put that back up. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go. Oh. All right.
All right. So this was the first step. We have a bail appeal scheduled for tomorrow at 3:30 in front of Judge Carter, the district judge assigned to this case. I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think it came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York.
That's his attorney, y'all.
He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as a witness in a criminal case. And we're going to fight this case with everything we have, as is he. And eventually he's going to be shown to be innocent. And so tomorrow we fight again, and we'll fight every day until we don't have to fight anymore. I don't know. The question is, why did it happen last night instead of today? I don't know the answer to that question. I just want to make one point very clear. We have no power. All we can do is show good faith. He got on a plane and he came here. And if he stayed here for one day before the case started, or for 1 year before the case started, he was going to stay as long as he needed to stay. It ends up being only 12 days. That's fine. That's what the government wanted to do. The government didn't want him to turn himself in. He came here to turn himself in. Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest the guy who came to New York to turn himself in. But we're going to make all these points again tomorrow, and we'll make it as much as we can until we get him out. So that's all I have.
Is that right?
Huh? Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Wait, what was the question? We're appealing it. We're no bail. He's detained.
We're appealing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're appealing the decision to hold him without bail. Tomorrow at 3:30. 3:30, same place. Bail appeal. Bail appeal tomorrow at 3:30, same courtroom, different judge. He's doing fine. He's a fighter. And he's going to fight this. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you. I don't get into that stuff.
Wow.
Everyone's doing okay. Sure. All right.
All right, there you are. No bail, y'all. That's it. No bail. No bail. No bail for P. Diddy. No bail. No bail. Tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern time. That makes it 2:30 my time. We will come back and talk about it. Put that back up. It's cute. Even though I've never been to jail, nor will I ever go to jail because I don't do things to do that. I'm just saying. But yeah, so no bail for P. Diddy. He plead not guilty. Hey, Jermaine, how are you? He plead not guilty, but they did find him. They ended up telling him, heck no bail. He doesn't get get bonded out. Tomorrow they have court at 3:30 Eastern time, and I will be going back and I will be showing you guys this as well. So we're going to come back and finish it tomorrow. That is 2:30 my time, Central, and 3:30 Eastern. And yes, no bail, y'all. No bail. And the reason why they're not giving him bail is the other attorney was fearing that he would be a flight risk because he does have he's got money, y'all. He's got money. That's P. Diddy. He's got money. He's got houses. He's got a plane. I've already explained that in live earlier why they fear that he would be a flight risk because of the money that he has, because of the houses, the properties. A plane. He owns a plane. If you have a plane, you can fly anywhere you want. So yeah, of course, I would say that's a flight risk. Even though he won't be able to have a passport to go to a whole nother country, but he's got his own plane, y'all. Just saying. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on. Allegedly, that's why they're saying that, because they didn't even say that part, but allegedly, that's what I read, and allegedly, that's what it is. All right, you guys, no bail for Diddy. We'll be back tomorrow, 2:30 my time. Actually, I'll come back at 2 and be prepared to, go ahead and do it. I might go earlier. I don't know. It just depends. But definitely 2:30 tomorrow is his court time. So hopefully it'll be as fast as this one. So that way we can, because the reason why they're going tomorrow, for the 3:30 Eastern time, 2:30 Central, and 12:30 Pacific, is because they're gonna appeal the no bail. What the judge said, what the judge chooses not to let him do is have no bail. So they're going to appeal it. They're going to appeal the no bail. He just said it. In case you missed it, he just said that. The world needs to get around about that water. Yes, I know. I'm definitely going to do that tomorrow. I'll probably end up coming early on to do that to do that. And then I'll come back. Yeah, I know the word needs to get around. I know the word. I said the world. The word. My bad. Wow. I'm looking right at it. It says the word. Anyway. All right, you guys. Thank you for coming in. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, and I got to go and cook. See y'all tomorrow. Bye. It might be later. No, it can't be later. It's definitely going to be tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow. I might end up doing like 2 lives. We'll do the one about the water, and then we'll go into the, the P. Diddy situation. The appeal for him because he didn't get no bail. He didn't get no bail. No bail for P. Diddy. No bail. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming. Have a great day. Bye.